my loves, welcome back to Ignite Fitness. I hope you're all feeling well today and ready to tackle another yoga practice. Today's practice is all about releasing tension from the upper body. So any tension that we're holding in our trapezius muscles, right through our rhomboids and through the shoulder girdle. So this is really great for anyone working in an office or sitting at a computer all day, right to bodybuilders who are lifting heavy weights and putting constant strain on those muscles. So all you need for today is a mat for underneath you and water on hand to stay hydrated. Let's begin. Coming into easy seat, let's just take a minute to close our eyes. You can take your hands to heart center if that feels good to you. Hands in prayer, draw them together. Just close your eyes and draw the air in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to practice our Ujjayi breath here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Taking this moment to set our intention for our practice. Align ourselves and ready our mind. Flood the muscles with oxygen and prepare them for what's to come. Draw the belly in, find some length through the spine. From here, we'll slowly begin to open our eyes. Release the hands from heart center. Just take them to your knees. We're just going to roll up the shoulders. Take them back up towards the ears and down the spine. Wake them up. Using that same breath, staying in control. Take it forward. From here, we're going to come into a seated spinal rotation. So taking the opposite hand to the opposite knee, rotating into that spine, taking the gaze out over the opposite shoulder. And we'll release, switch it to the other side. And release, come back center. We're going to come into our trapezius stretch, so our trap stretch, taking the hand over the head, grasping it and just very gently pulling it to the side. You can stay here if it feels good to advance the practice. Walk the fingertips out. Get a little deeper stretch. Hold and breathe. If at any point you need to release and pull again, you may do that. Your practice. Listen to your body. Listen to what feels good. Release. Let's grab the other side of the head and gently pull it towards our shoulder. Taking this time to give our body love and care, honoring ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, guys, so taking this moment to care for your body, give it some respect. Very important. And release. We're slowly going to come into some nice, easy head rolls, all in one direction. Taking your time, going through that full range of motion in every direction. And the slower you go, the more you're going to feel that stretch through those muscles. Let's hold center and roll the other direction. And come back into a nice neutral neck. Beautiful, guys. We're going to cross one arm across the chest in a shoulder stretch, cross body shoulder stretch. Releasing some pressure off those rear delts. Keep the chest lifted, keep the body upright. Envision the little string pulling the spine upright toward the ceiling. Option to stay here. If it feels good, you can come into a slight spinal rotation, taking it just a little deeper. Release it. We'll take it to the other side. Lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. And we'll rotate if it feels good to your practice today. Being cautious with the body and what it needs. Don't overextend. Release, come center. Let's take one arm overhead into our tricep stretch. Walking those fingers down the spine as far as they'll go. And here we're going to go for a little bit of a dynamic stretch. So alternating side to side. Hold, 2, 3. Release, scoop it up, opposite side. Release, scoop it up, walk it down. Beautiful. Release. One more each side. Release. Scoop it up last time. Beautiful. Plant one palm on the mat. We're going to come into a nice little seated lateral side bend. Opening up to that latissimus dorsi muscle. These great big muscles that run down the side. And rock to the other direction. Keeping that shoulder rotated open so the heart is shining. You can take the gaze up towards the ceiling if that feels good to your practice. We'll go one more each side. Beautiful. In common everyday stretching, especially after the gym, the upper body tends to get neglected a bit over the lower body. Beautiful. I'm just going to turn on my mat for our next move, just so you can see what I'll be doing. So I'm going to take one arm around my spine, around my back, sorry. Grabbing my wrist, I'm going to pull that shoulder with my supporting hand to get a little bit of a deeper stretch through the pectoral muscle, chest muscles on the front. Pull, 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 and release. Scoop the other arm back. Same thing, pull, pull, pull. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe through it, breathe through it. Well done, guys. And we'll release it through. Coming through to our hands, knees position. So plant the palms, take the knees out underneath you, stack the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to go through our cat-cow. We're going to arch, look up towards the ceiling, take the chin with you for our cow, and draw the belly in as we inhale, exhale, for cat. Find a nice little rocking motion here. Staying in our cat, really feeling that stretch through the spine. And we'll exhale for cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. A few more times like this. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Maybe back in a neutral spine. Draw the belly up and in. Find one hand center. We're going to rotate, opening up through that chest and bring it back down. Rotate, open up, and down. Finding a nice little flow here. Sticking with that pranayama, focusing in on that breath. Last one on this side. Plant the palm. This time we're going to rotate into the bottom leg, drawing it out, taking our leg, extending it straight, coming into gate pose, and take the arm up towards the sky, taking the gaze with it. Just finding a nice, strong, supported side plank here, and extending that arm overhead. Lift it, take the gaze with it. Exhale, release it down. Beautiful. Come back through center. Opposite side, so planting that palm, rotating that back leg up, taking the gaze up with the hand over the ceiling and extend it overhead. Keeping that chest open, rotate that arm back to shine the heart. Inhale, lift that arm, take the gaze with it. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, lengthen one last time. And let's rotate back through center. Take the big toes together, sink the bum towards the heels. Walk the hands out. Child's pose. Beautiful. We're going to walk our fingers all the way over to one side, really reaching those arms as far as they'll go. Breathing in to the ribs, really expanding. And walk it on over to the other side. Beautiful. Take the hands back to neutral. Walk them back in. Sweeping through. We're coming through a seated position. So back into our staff pose. So toes up towards the ceiling. Feet are flexed. Belly's drawn in. Chest is lifted. We're going to go into a leaning staff pose. We're going to take our arms out behind us. Fingertips facing the bum. Pushing the chest forward here. Opening up through those pectoral muscles. Squeezing the upper back together. Belly drawn in. And we'll rotate those arms open, so taking the fingertips behind us and again pressing a little deeper through this position. Beautiful. Release the palms, draw those legs in. We're going to come all the way up to a standing position. We're going to switch into ragdoll. So for ragdoll, we're going to go into a forward fold, bending at the hips, drawing the chest all the way to the upper body. Sorry, to the upper thigh. My words sometimes get away from me. Plant the palms, come up halfway, lift. Taking the hands either to the tips of the toes, to the shins. You can even take it to the thighs if that feels good. Release down, forward fold, interlacing the opposite hand with the opposite elbow. We're just going to hang like a ragdoll. Rock side to side. Feeling that stretch to the whole posterior chain of the body. You're going to really feel this in the hamstrings. But you're also going to feel it in your back. So just wiggle the body around. Feel free to experiment with this movement where you feel that stretch the most, where your body needs it. And remembering that in yoga, wherever the body is telling you it's the most tight is exactly where you need to be. So don't be afraid to lean into the discomfort. Not into pain, but into discomfort is okay. Draw that belly in, knit those ribs. Rock it side to side. Keep it breathing, keep breathing. Beautiful, plant those hands, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it down, plant the palms. We're going to walk our feet back out into a high plank position. Holding here, just embracing that strength, waking up those shoulders a little bit more. Drop to the knees. We're going to come back through and thread the needle. Yes, we have done these moves recently, but they are so good for the body. So taking one hand through, scoop it all the way down, bringing that shoulder towards the mat, walking the opposite fingers out. We're going to hang out here for a little while, just really embracing that opening through the shoulder. Draw the belly in and breathe. On our next inhale, let's draw it all back in. Flat the palm, take the opposite hand out and through. Walk those fingertips out in front. Draw the belly in and breathe. Same with each breath, if you can sink a little lower, rotate a little bit more into this position, into this pose. Beautiful. Let's draw it back in, bringing our hands back into our tabletop position. We're going to walk them out for our puppy pose. So keeping the hips up, walking the chest towards the mat, going as far as the body will allow. If you can't come all the way down to the mat yet, that's okay. Where you are in your practice is where you are meant to be. Our practice changes on a daily basis. Keep the ribs knitted, belly drawn in tight here, protecting our low back. Beautiful, guys. Walk it back on in. And let's round it out. Child's pose. Come on back up and in. Taking the hands both around the spine, interlacing the fingers, opening up to that chest. Release it, sweep those legs around in front of you. We're going to come into our supine position, so lying on our back. Roll it down nice and slow. Taking the hands overhead, we're going to draw into Cactus Arms for the end of our practice. So think of your arms as a goal post, pressing them all down evenly into the mat. We'll call this Cactus Corpse Pose, Cactus Savasana. Close your eyes. Allow your body to just sink into the mat, relaxing with each breath. Giving the muscles time to just release and repair now after all the stretching and work they've done. Breath to become even. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Beautiful. Relaxing your jaw. Releasing your hips. You can give them a little wiggle. Feeling the ribs expand with each inhale and exhale. Noticing every little nuance in your body. Allowing the toes to fall out, the knees to open. Everything becoming slightly more relaxed with each breath. Acknowledging that you are allowed to feel this, you are allowed to feel relaxed, you are allowed to feel restful, peaceful. You're allowed to feel loved, comforted. Release the hands and take them to the belly. And just feel the gentle rise and fall. You are worthy and deserving just as you are. Your worth is not tied to your productivity. Your worth is not tied to what you can provide others. You've earned this time. And you are allowed to just be. When you are ready, slowly open the eyes. Wiggle those fingers and toes and come back present in your body. Shift the hips, shift the knees, plant the heels. And when you're ready, rotate your left side and slowly press it on up. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this very gentle shoulder and upper body releasing practice. I hope it served you well. If you feel comfortable in joining me, drawing the hands together in prayer, forehead to fingertips. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, guys, and I will see you on the mat.